Hello everyone, welcome to a new Marvel Snap Zone coaching. Today we're gonna take a look at the patch and everything that's happened because of it, mostly around Daken and Spider-Man being basically a brand new card. The idea today is how do we scan through the new decks, like what can we do to kind of learn a metagame that it's kind of all over the place, so it's hard to have something reliable and it's changing all the time. And how can we first find a deck that suits us, and maybe that's not something we can do all the time, adapt it so it actually fits the metagame. Alright, so let's start. Usually, and I forgot to share my screen as usual. Sorry for people in Discord. So there are usually the default way to check through a metagame is to go and see the deck trackers, because they typically are the one with the most data. They typically have it much better sorted. It's easier to scan through it. And if we go to the Marvel Snap meta, we can go to latest patch. It's early in the season, so we can take the competitive ranks. And depending on your collection, you can pick the one you want. Usually I would sort through average cubes, but the thing is, it's extremely early, so sometimes you go to average cubes and there's basically like almost no matches. So we're gonna go through meta share for now, because we want to have like decent sample sizes, and I guess 300 or 200 matches is something. Although after just it's been 24 hours more or less since the patch, it's normal that the data is going to be extremely small, which is why we have Twitter open on the side, because social media can actually be a lot of help in these cases. So let's start with the deck trackers, and then we'll go over to social media and we'll try to correlate both and see if we can find something interesting. The first thing with deck trackers, and we can basically see it going through decks, and they're not a lot, but High Lockdown was a deck that we already knew about. Sarah Surfer is something that we knew about. Thanos Destroy is something that we knew about. Another Destroy, we knew it. Discard MODOK, we knew the deck existed. Sarah Control, we knew the deck existed. And that's kind of my problem with deck trackers in the first 2 or 3 days after a patch. It's that because it works with large sample sizes, it's really hard to find the new decks, because the new decks take time to emerge. Like the person that creates the deck, or the group of people, or if several people have the same idea, they need to work on it. So let's say it takes a day, then they share it, then it needs to catch fire, and all this kind of takes 3 to 4 days. For the first 2 or 3 days, these decks will be played only by only a few people. So unless the person that invented it got 100 or 200 matches on it, and although Marvel Snap can go pretty fast, that's still like playing basically a whole day or like a whole afternoon, so your deck appears on the deck tracker. We are not gonna see the new decks. Like, we're not gonna see the shiny new stuff and the innovative thing in the deck trackers. That's gonna take a little bit more. The thing that we can see on the deck trackers, though, is to see how the archetypes that already existed are doing. For example, we can see that High Evolutionary, although it was nerfed, apparently is still doing pretty good, and didn't even change the list. Like, there's still Spider-Man, there's still the Thing. Apparently, the deck has not changed one bit. Sarah Surfer, which a lot of people expected to be like buffed because both Daken and Spider-Man are now 3 costs, is still doing really, really good. And neither cards are on it, so that's another thing that we have to be careful about. Maybe some people, because they want to get to Infinite, they are not going to play the new cards yet. They're going to try to climb with their comfort before going into the novelty, or they're going to wait for someone to post an updated list. So that's kind of another problem with deck trackers, is you usually are going to have like lists that you're going to feel are from the patch before, which is not true. I mean, it's probably newer lists. Is just because we're working with like large amount of people. Most people like to play what they're comfortable with. Like, not a lot of people are actually going to try to innovate and try to work on new concepts. Thanos Destroy, which was a little hot before, is apparently doing pretty good. Destroy doing good in general could be surprising because I would expect Dakin to have a lot of like counters and people would play armor or stuff like this. But I guess like the more people playing Destroy and the more decks with Knoll and Death are gonna be strong because your opponent is basically working for you. So imagine you're playing a Dakin deck and so you don't have Death or you don't have Knoll because you're playing like a combo or something like this. Well, suddenly you're at a disadvantage because you're just helping your opponent's win condition. And as we can see, neither decks have like Nimrod. Well, this one has Nimrod, but neither decks have Dakin. So actually, maybe Destroy is a counter to Dakin Destroy because like Dakin is going to be an 8 and you just play Knoll and Death and they each run a lane. Discord Modoc. This is a little bit more surprising because I would expect to see Dakin in there, but that's literally the previous deck. Sarah Control is literally the previous deck. Are we going to get new cards at some point? Thanos Control was already playing Spider-Man. I don't see Dakin anywhere. So let's try something else. So it's actually not through this one. We have to go on the other one. Here. We can't sort through... Oh, it's here. Yes. So something we can do as well is just go and scan literally for a specific card. And I think here, sort by cubes. And now we can see like Dakin decks based on cubes. The problem when we do this is we don't know where the person that played the deck is. We don't know their level, we don't know their rank, we don't know a lot of information that's gonna help us assess like the power of the deck. But at least if we need ideas, that's a good starting point. So that was for deck trackers and kind of the problems they have in the first like 24 or 48 hours. And this is why you're very rarely gonna see a tier list posted, at least by me, in that short amount of time. Like usually the Conquest tier list should come out on Wednesday, which means I write it on Tuesday. I haven't even started writing it because there's just not enough data to write something like coherent. But the thing we can do is we can use social media. I went on Snapdex, but there are other accounts that do it. You could also just follow the people directly, but I personally like Snapdex because they just retweet literally anyone. Another thing that we can do is just go here and type Marvel Snap Infinite. So my Twitter is in French, but I guess it works the same for absolutely everyone. And go to most recent, and you have people that should have got Infinite and they shared their decks. That's another way to do it. Now, why do we like social media more than deck trackers early on? First, because we have the person's explanation. It's Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. So it's not a lot, but sometimes you can check the comments, you can see people asking questions or that kind of things, especially for content creators. Typically, people are going to ask questions, so you can have a much better idea of what the person wanted to do, what was the idea behind the deck. And also, you have this little image. It's not worth much because we all know there are bots and that kind of thing, but at least you know where the deck is. You know that person got to Infinite, and although maybe the achievement is not a lot, in order to get to Infinite, even if it's just bots, you have to play the game. Like you have to put 30, 40, 50 games in it. So at least you know there's like kind of a sample size to the deck. So usually that's a good mix of having information through the person that created the deck, and if they got to Infinite, at least you know the sample size is decent. So this is usually how I would search for a new metagame. I would start with the deck trackers, try to get the information I can, but not get too attached to it. and then go on social media or go on Discords, or if you have people you trust, have discussions with them, like practice groups and that kind of things, but that's usually more at the pro level. And then try to scan through all the decks. Okay, are there questions about this method or anything related before we go into the decks? I will take that silence as a no. So, once I'm there are two things that I usually do. The first thing is, before I actually get into each deck, I am gonna scan kind of quickly and try to see if I see some archetypes repeat themselves. It doesn't have to be extremely precise, but it's kind of building your own deck tracker. For example, here I can see it's a Zabu, Shuri, Taskmaster. So it's like a mix of good cards, Move and Shuri. So I don't really know where to categorize it, so I'm not going to categorize it. Destroy, Phoenix Force. This is good cards. This is good cards plus Move. But they don't have Zabu, so it's a little different. This is the same as before, so I guess these two people have been in contact. Another thing, sometimes try to check the time where they post it, because usually the oldest post is probably going to be the creator, so you might want to trust that person more than the people that retweeted it or shared the same deck, because better to have the creator's idea. So here I have a Hela deck. I have nice pictures as well. Good cards, so I can see a lot of Move combined with good cards. Thanos Control, apparently still doing it. What's the second list? So apparently there are two lists. And Patriot? No, yeah, Patriot. Iron Patriot. Oh no, it's Surfer Patriot? Oh, that's an old deck. Okay. So see, that's cool, because that's something that's never gonna pop on a deck tracker. But this was an archetype that existed, I don't know, January? February? Something like that. Maybe after Surfer and Zabu's nerf. The Surfer Patriot archetype like kind of existed for a bit, and he completely disappeared. So this could be something where we can ask ourselves, did the deck gain something? Is it just someone that farmed bots? Is it that the metagame has changed and suddenly the deck is good? Like, this can open questions that can help us understand the metagame. So once again, we can see that similar like Move plus kind of good cards included in it. I have no idea how people can play that many 4s and not play Zabu, but alright. Another Stature Black Bolt and Move package. Another Move plus good cards, and the other deck is Discard plus Dakin. Is there a deck? Yes. Discard. Alright, so I could do this for hours, but I guess you got the concept. So what we want to see is the decks that come back the most, and so we can compare it what we got from the deck tracker. We can also compare it with our own experience of what we are facing and this kind of thing. So from there, I already took a bit of decks, but I guess I'm gonna add this one because I didn't consider Discord, but we've seen it a couple times. And now we're actually gonna get into the analyzing now that we actually scanned a little bit. So same thing. Are there any questions through the scanning or anything? Like, it's very informal. It's very I'm trying to find information wherever I can, but we need to start somewhere. So right now, basically what I'm doing is I'm trying to build a starting point. Otherwise, the only thing I can do is play. And other decks that we haven't seen, like I could keep like scrolling and everything, but we're already like back at 10 hours back in time, and that's still the same concept, still the same concept, still the same concept. So we can see that one deck is extremely popular. Surfer, we already knew about that one. Thanos Control, we already knew about that one. Oh, Bounce. Okay. But I don't see the infinite thing, so I don't know if it's actually good or not. And then we're back to like August 8th, which is the day of the patch. So we'll call it there. So now I already pre-picked some decks. So obviously in this method, we have to be honest about them ourselves. It is absolutely not scientific. But the thing is, the scientific method is not available yet. We don't have enough data for that. So we have to do something. But our own like preference in terms of decks might cause some bias. Like, for example, we've seen a ton of good cards the previous season. So personally, I'm already like bored with it in a way. So we've seen a ton of it, so I can't ignore it. But let's say I saw like, I don't know, I'm going to say random numbers here, but let's say I saw 7 good cards and 5 discards. Because it's been a month and a half that I'm seeing good cards everywhere, and discard was kind of under the radar, unconsciously, I might think there's more discard than good cards. Because seeing good cards doesn't provoke anything, while seeing discard is like, oh, the deck is back. So we have to think about these kind of things where we're like humans, so we're biased. Well, we have biased. Like we have bias. All right, so I picked 5, and we're gonna start with the 3 obvious ones, and then we're gonna go to 2 others that I found before, and that we'll have a chance to talk. So the first one is obviously the one that we've seen a ton, which is move plus good card. We have seen 100 of them, so this is just one of them. Like, I'm sharing Twitter again. Still sharing Twitter, right? I'm still sharing Twitter. Here, that should change it. Why is the picture so small? Is that better? Holy crap, the quality is horrible. I'm sorry about that. Can I zoom in or something like that? Yes, but it's terrible. Well, I mean, I guess you can still recognize the cards. So this is where I'm gonna have you talk and be involved. So first thing, it's a concept that we know. Like, it's a good cards deck. So we can see the Korg, Darkhawk, Zabu, Jeff, Rockslide, Iron Lad, Captain Marvel joined before. So Captain Marvel and Jeff, I'm not gonna include them in the move package. I'm gonna include them in the good cards package because they joined the deck before move came in with Spider-Man, so I'm not going to count them in. What is new is Kraven, Spider-Man, and Morales, but I can't ignore the fact that they already had a couple friends, which are Jeff and Captain Marvel, that were in the deck. And if I'm not mistaken, the cards I'm not seeing is Killmonger, which was Spider-Man in the past, which Spider-Man has replaced. Polaris is the same thing, although I guess we could have Polaris. I am not seeing Enchantress, which has been replaced by Miles Morales, I would guess. And I'm not seeing any 5 costs, which typically when there's Chavez is Legion, or it's Stature plus Black Bolt. So I can still find the good cards core, and I can see that the flex package has changed. And for example, the deck reactiveness probably has lowered a little bit. Like, it's more of a raw power deck now compared to a relative power deck, because I have Enchantress that is gone, and Spider-Man doesn't had any relative power, because before it was Killmonger or it was Polaris. So I changed an annoying card for my opponent to another annoying card to my opponent, which doesn't add any disruption. It keeps it at the same level. So right now, from what I see, I'm at -1 because I lost Enchantress, but instead I have Kraven, and I mean, looking at the deck, I hope Kraven is going to be more than a 5. So I'm going to say the deck's point potential is higher, the deck reactive potential is lower, and I think we already discussed this when we had the first or second coaching after an OTA. Right after changes, because the metagame is difficult to read, naturally, we're going to go towards raw power level decks, because that means we have less of, like, we need less knowledge to build a cohesive deck list, because we don't have to adapt to our opponent. All right. Are you guys ready to do the same thing? So I'm going to put a deck on the screen, and you're going to have to analyze it, compare what it was before the patch, look at what it added, and what does it change in the deck. Who wants to go first? The person that goes first gets the benefit of choosing the archetype they go with.
I mean, if you'd prefer to, it sounds good to me. Otherwise, I can go.
Go ahead.
All right. Would you rather work on Surfer or would you rather work on Discard?
Let's go with Surfer.
All right. Here's the Surfer deck for you.
Okay. Has the slide changed?
Oh, man. Yes, I need to share screen, not share windows. It's much, much easier.
I was going to say, first reaction is it's very much like good cards with a bit of move.
That should be better.
Okay. So let's see. We've got Killmonger Nova. That's part of the old crew. Brood and Juggernaut. They've lost Storm. They've added Colleen. I like the addition of Absorbing Man. Sierra's still there. And this is a new Spider-Man. So Spider-Man used to be there, but this is a new Spider-Man, so he's new.
Well, when he was there was no Sarah, usually.
Yeah, it was one or the other in the 5. So Dakin is new. Looks like Absorbing Man can be trying to copy Surfer, can be copying Brood, which is a combo I love. It can also copy Dakin. And the Killmonger is going to be working with what Dakin is summoning. So that's nice. Colleen is interesting. It feels like they're maybe hedging their bets a little bit on whether or not they'll draw Killmonger. So they can either go the discard route or go the Killmonger route to get the benefit. It's interesting that they still have Juggernaut without Storm, and that they kept Polaris. They're keeping a lot of move reaction, but without anything that really benefits from the moving, because there's not really a lockdown component, and there's not really like a Craven that's building points for movement. So I'll confess I'm a little confused by Juggernaut and Polaris, unless we're using those as just purely tech cards to try to disrupt, say, Discard or Invisible Woman or things like that.
I completely agree with you. My first reaction when I saw the deck is, why is Craven not in there?
Yeah.
Like, my first reaction was, let's take Colleen out and put Craven in there.
I think that's exactly the move.
Okay. But otherwise, so the analysis of the deck and the changes are fine. So, like, what's the direction compared to the old one? Because there's one thing that has disappeared, and that was a big component of Surfer up until this point.
Let's see. There's no Shadow King here. I already noticed there's no Storm.
Yeah, so it's in general, what kind of cards are missing?
Oh, I'd say cards that are really tall 3 cards that will benefit from being enhanced even further by Surfer. This seems to be using fewer tall cards and trying to do something else.
Well, I mean, the only tall card that this is missing is Maximus, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, it's Spider-Man. You lose 2 points, but you get the move.
Yeah, that's right.
No, what is missing, at least what I think is missing, is there are no tech cards in there. Like, as you said, like, no Shadow King, but no Rogue, none of these cards.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, it really makes me wonder if Polaris and Juggernaut are just there as pure tech, because they're not going to be giving you much otherwise.
Probably. Yeah. Like, they're the disruption, I guess. I mean.
Yeah, it could be that if the goal here is to try to use what am I thinking? Absorbing Man to copy Brood and to give you nice clones on 2 different lanes, then you're running so low on slots you might not have room for tech, and you're just going to be trying to polish off the 1 slot per lane. Maybe that's what they're thinking?
Okay. Yeah, that's a possibility. I mean, it feels like once again the deck went much more like towards points and general disruption, because I mean you can move cards from literally any deck in the game, except decks that are not playing cards. But I don't know if that exists. At least we haven't seen decks that are not playing for like 5 turns yet. And I guess they removed the more specific tech cards where you want to know what you're playing against.
Yeah, I guess they're thinking so there's not maybe as much ongoing stacking going on. There's maybe not, and this is weird because Shadow King helps with things like Death and with Shuri, which I'm seeing a lot of. So it seems like Shadow King, if you want a minimal tech, is still really good for this deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. But I guess like usually the deck had 2 tech slots, which was Rogue and Shadow King, or Cosmo and Shadow King. I mean, Rogue, Cosmo, Shadow King, and pick 2 out of 3. And it feels like these 2 slots are like Colleen and Dakin now.
Yeah. And one of them is a support in Colleen, and Dakin is points, or even a second lane. So they're not even tech slots anymore.
Yes. All right. Not for long. Sorry. Are you ready for your deck?
Yeah, let's do it.
You got the easy one. We're gonna work with discard. So.
Still seeing Surfer. Yep. Oh, there we go.
So what can we see about discard?
So it looks like the 2 main changes is the addition of Dakin and Cosmo.
Yes. Although Cosmo, I'm not sure why it's in there for now, but they have Cosmo.
That slot was usually Storm, or another discard outlet.
Yeah, isn't that slot Wolverine typically? Or like Swordmaster or something. I guess Swordmaster can be replaced by Dakin, but like the card I'm not seeing, which I'm usually seeing, is Wolverine. Or
I think there's also
Hellcow?
Collector opposed to Wolverine.
Oh, okay, so it's Collector or Wolverine. So what is missing? Hellcow?
Or I know a lot of people have been playing Gambit as well.
Oh, okay.
So I don't remember exactly every card from the list, but it feels like kind of the options of an additional discard outlet of the Swordmaster, Gambit, Hellcow, kind of whatever flavor sounded
Makes
good.
sense.
And then possibly Storm 2, since the deck is good at continuing to play into lockdown lanes, or at least put power into them.
Yes, so so basically the new card I would say is Dakin. I guess the person probably wanted to play Cosmo. Completely fine. I mean, Cosmo is a good card all in Marvel Snap right now. So how has the addition of one card impacted the deck?
Yeah, so definitely the main swap of Wolverine for the Collector, since Colleen Wing wanted to have 2 targets, one being Swarm, one being Wolverine, now has the Shard in Swarm instead.
Yeah, so the balance is respected.
The Collector edition works with Dakin, works with Swarm, works with
Okay,
Apocalypse.
So we have a slight benefit in adding Dakin to the mix. Collector gets +1. It's okay. We get a Collector into Dakin curve.
And that's kind of, I guess, the main departure from what
Yes.
discard's doing traditionally.
Yeah, there's not a lot of difference. Like, not every deck has to be changed completely, honestly. Like, there's some decks where to test one card, you have to change a lot of things, or the person that's gonna get their deck popular is changing a lot of things. And there are the decks where you're just like, oh, I think the card works there, and it's literally take out something, put in something else. One thing to note before I forget, next week is Lady Deathstrike, and I do not recommend testing Dracula in that metagame. It's gonna hurt. Or have Cosmo to protect it. Right, so, actually love the analysis. So these were kind of the... not the simple decks, but the decks that we knew about. There's one more that we know about. Where is it? It's this one. So, changing the screen. I'll give you guys a second to check it.
Oh, this is... It looks like a zero control that's dropped Enchantress for Dakin.
Nah, there's Rogue.
Ah, okay, yeah.
There's just no Zabu, so... People that play Zabu typically play Enchantress. People that don't typically play Rogue because against good cards, you just queue Rogue into their Zabu, basically. They play Zabu on 2 and just Rogue them on 3.
Well, let's see.
It's interesting to see Carnage back again in a Sarah deck. I feel like it's been a very long time.
It's been a very, very long time. Back in beta, we were playing that with Bucky Barnes in the deck. Okay, so how has adding Dakin changed the deck? It's not big changes, honestly. It's basically, it feels like Dakin not solves, but offers a new twist to the which 2 costs to play situation. Because basically, Sarah, for the longest time, had 10 cards. And the last 2 were... I mean, since the bounce... was it the bounce nerf? No, it was pretty much forever. Like, it was either... it was since the monkey nerf. We had Lizard, Jeff, and Sentinel that were kind of fighting for the last 2 spots. And it feels like with Dakin, well, it's just Dakin Carnage. And now Carnage has interaction with Nova, with Mysterio, and with Dakin, so that's enough. I guess like maybe 2 cards were not enough, and 3 is enough, and now Carnage can serve if you don't find Killmonger to kill Nova, and can serve with Mysterio as a bonus, which is enough to remove Hitmonkey, because basically I think Mysterio plus Hitmonkey means Hitmonkey is an 8, and Carnage eating a full lane is an 8. So we're back with an Hitmonkey that costs 2, except it's Carnage and it works with Dakin, Mysterio, and it makes space against some decks, so that can be good, and it doesn't have to stay in our hand the whole game. But so here, like, we started with the archetype that were changed, and then this card just changed the card, and here is just another packages of card that gets added to the deck. And we'll see how it does. And the last deck is this one. Stuff. Can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess this is good cards, but they dropped instead of dropping the flexible parts around Darkhawk, they dropped Darkhawk, and they kept the Legion Chavez. Because we had less space, we went with the small good cards package, which is a Kitty Pryde Angela, which is like 2 good cards instead of 4 with the Korg, Rockslide, Zabu, Darkhawk. But it's very similar to the first one we checked out. And this could be considered like the newer thing, but it's hard to say if it's really new or if it's just good cards move with the other way to play good cards, which is Kitty Pryde Angela, Shang-Chi, basically. Are there any questions about this one? Because this one is hard to break down. Like, we could go with the core cards and the flexible cards, but I guess it's kind of obvious. Like, the core cards are the move, the flexible cards are Kitty Pryde Angela on one side for the points, Legion Chavez on the other side for stability and disruption, and tech cards are Shang-Chi, and then there's Hulkbuster somewhere in the deck, which people are running, and I can't make sense of it personally. If someone has an explanation as to why do we have Hulkbuster, I am very happy to hear it.
I mean, I think throwing Hulkbuster on Silk makes it much harder for them to figure out which lanes to try to score points in, because now you've got a big moving piece. It kind of almost is like a free Marvel in a way.
Okay.
Can you Shang-Chi Silk? I'm trying to remember exactly how the ordering works.
I mean, if it's a 10, yes.
But if you play it, does Silk move first or
No.
after? No?
No,
Okay.
because in the chain of reaction of Marvel Snap, card reveals, unreveal ability goes through, then card is considered in play. So no,
Okay, that makes
Shang-Chi's
sense.
ability will go before Silk understands Shang-Chi was played.
This is part of why I like having Kitty in there as protection, because you can, if you've got priority, move your own Silk by dropping a Kitty on it, and then they've just wasted a Shang. So you can almost bait lanes that way.
That's fun though. Yeah, that's a nice little combo where as long as you have priority, they never know where Silk will be at the end of the turn. Which is very similar to what Shuri is doing with Vision in a way to dodge Shang-Chi.
I think a lot of these sort of attempts to use like Hulkbuster in a good cards package, it's smart because you need priority for these kinds of things to move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, and now we're gonna try to answer the big question. How does this impact the metagame? So, we're gonna try to first get through the similarities, and then we'll go to the differences. So, it's gonna be really ugly, but I usually do it with pen and paper, which I can't this time. There we go. Blank sheet. So, similarities. Just gonna put a random number here. Oh, seems pretty big. So good cards apparently is still there. Surfer still there. What else do we have compared to the previous metagame that is very similar? Like the goal here is just throwing ideas.
Sarah?
Sarah still around. True.
Discard.
Well, is Discord still around or is Discord rising? Because personally, I wasn't seeing much Discord last season.
It's hard for me to tell because I use Marvel Snap Zone a lot, and they've really been featuring the card. So,
well, you mean
It could just
Dracula
be this
Discord or
community.
Hela Discord? Because last season Hela was hot, but this is Dracula we're talking about now.
See.
So like the synergy is still the same. I'll just write them here so we save space. But the deck itself isn't the same. What else? Shang-Chi is still in every deck that we've seen, I think.
A lot of Destroy is still being played.
So what else have we seen? That's
Well, part of it is. I'm sorry.
oh, go ahead.
I was going to say part of what we haven't seen is it seems like lockdown. The last couple of weeks of the last season, it was Thanos lockdown and Evo lockdown. There's not a whole lot of lockdown, and even Evo is kind of going back to a points package. And I think for all the fears of Zabu taking over the game with Marvel in it, a lot of the decks you showed, I think there was maybe one Zabu, I can't remember, but it wasn't like it's a requirement.
You mean Zabu?
Yeah.
Yeah, the good cards. There's now a mix where there's either some Zabu decks Because, I mean, there's a good cards move with Zabu in it. It was... I'm just going to share my screen. It's going to be much easier. So it was this one.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have the other one. Which was this one. Both decks are pretty similar, if we're being honest. Like, if I put them next to each other, I don't know if that's easy to look at, but... I mean, we can see Chavez in both, Miles Morales, Shang-Chi, Captain Marvel, Spider-Man, Kraven, Jeff. We really changed how we develop points, basically, around the move package. But we can see a similarity, so... Can we really say already, like, which one's better and which one is, like, gonna end up like the popular one? I mean, what we can say is the move package is much more popular, that's for sure. Could write it, actually. Let me draw a line here. It is an ugly ass line. Oh. So here. So these are going to be the differences. So there's more move. What else do we have?
You mentioned discard earlier.
Yeah. Dracula, and we also know why, so it's because of Dakin. What else could we say?
Less lockdown.
Well, it was already on the verge of it. Like, the end of last season, lockdown started regressing because good cards was pushing it away.
Fair.
But we could say that the tendencies kept going and lockdown kept regressing. That's something we can say. What else have we seen? It's hard to take, like, to get any, how do we say, any conclusions when we don't have enough data. This is why new metagames are so difficult to read. And this is why people just play good decks with raw power, because it's much easier to do.
This might be too abstract a point, but I'm thinking that the cards that are really strong in the game stick around either way. So, like, with Jeff was almost required with Lockdown, especially with Professor X. Jeff has stuck around because really helpful for the move package. So cards that are able to work in multiple different packages are almost their own consistent core.
Okay, but isn't that good cards? Or now there are like several good cards core, maybe? We could say it that
So
way.
I don't mean good cards in the deck sense. I mean really useful Marvel Snap cards, like the best cards, I mean to say.
So,
like a changing metagame helps us understand what really is on its own just a very useful card to put in any package, or many packages, I should say.
okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah. At least it helps me understand what's really good or what was just good as part of a combo.
Well, for Jeff, you could argue that move is hot right now, so that helps Jeff. I think we've seen more of Kitty Angela. Or is it just me?
No, I agree. I think with the kind of move good cards, no Zabu Dark Arc package kind of thing, that it's pushing towards a lot more Kitty and Angela that we haven't been seeing since the nerf of Bounce.
And also because there's the synergy with Silk, and because move takes a lot of slots in the deck, so it's easier to fit 2 than it is to fit 4. Okay. Do we have anything else that we could say? I could actually like. Yeah, I have a straight line again. And then here we can write down the things that we don't know, because we never know everything. So, amongst the archetypes that we don't really know, evolutionary, we don't have much information. What else have we not seen much of, which we could have expected to? Mr. Negative got a pretty nice buff in the patch, and I've seen 0. What other archetype were really hot last week and aren't so much right now? So here, this is usually the point where we just go to a deck tracker, and that's where they help, because we can check data from the last week.
Seeing a lot of decks being using Legion in creative ways, and we still had some in the sampling you gave us, but it doesn't seem like it's a core card.
True. Ella Tribunal is gone. I haven't seen much of it, and with the move, it's literally hell to play. I mean, you know you're never gonna stick anything behind Invisible Woman.
Mm-hmm.
What else? We've seen some Shuri, right?
Oh yeah. I don't know if that's the comfort cards factor, but I've been seeing a lot of people trying to do, the Shuri, Red Skull, or that combo. I've been seeing a lot of Shuri Nimrod, but kind of in old decks, not really being put in new ways.
Okay. I personally haven't seen Lockjaw. I haven't seen. Well, Negative, we said it. Thanos Control was shared by a few people, so I guess we could keep Thanos Control in there. We've seen Thanos Death as well, right?
Yeah, a lot more Thanos Destroy than I was seeing some at the end of the last season, but more posts about it, probably with Dakin now.
So something like that.
Yeah.
I'll just have this. All right. So is that our metagame? Damn, the zooms on my computer are terrible, but is that kind of our representation of the metagame currently? Would you say that's accurate, or there's stuff that you're not okay with?
That's exactly what I've been seeing.
I might not have enough data for this. There's maybe one more. I've been seeing in the last season a lot of Nebula and Sunspot. And I've seen Killmonger go away. It's not an autoplay in the same way anymore. And I'm kind of surprised those cards aren't coming back. Sunspot and Nebula.
Okay. Well, Killmonger went away of the good cards list, but it's still in Surfer and Sarah. But, okay, I can write less of Killmonger.
I mean, I think I'm seeing a lot of people try to go very, very tall. And because of that, the reason to have a Killmonger doesn't matter as much. It could just be my ladder, or maybe I'm hitting bots with old decks. I'm not sure.
It feels weird because Killmonger is also a decent card with Dakin. I mean, I don't know, but let's write it. Enchantress. We have seen a lot of list cuts Enchantress. Shang-Chi stayed, but Enchantress got cut in the move package. That's the big one that we missed. All right. Is that better?
Yeah, I'd say maybe this was already going away too, but ongoing has continued to go away.
Ongoing as the synergy, ongoing as a deck.
Synergy, so Iron Man Onslaught kind of combos.
Well, we said Ella Tribunal is gone, and that Thanos Destroy is taking over control, so that were the two big ongoings, unless there are others.
I'd seen people trying to slot them into lots of different tall packages. Um,
But they've been
or
going
getting
away last
Tribunal without
season. Is it now, or was it last season because every good cards deck was running Enchantress?
it had started to fade away already before on the last season, but it seems gone now.
Okay, but because there's less of Enchantress, shouldn't we want to bring it back?
I guess it depends if people are using move in a control like way, because if you can still prevent them from stacking in the right way, like I've had fun with the arrow in that way, you can still disrupt it. So maybe people are just cautious.
Maybe.
Or they're just trying the new toy, I don't know.
Well, unfortunately, we can't have that answer unless we ask people.
Fair.
They wouldn't answer my DMs.
All right.
Alright, let's name this meta. Bang. Alright, so we got to the end of the theory part, and I hope your brain is fusing. We got gameplay left. So the idea is let's take a small break, and then what we want to do is either build or come up, or if you already have decks which make sense in regard to that whole metagame that we established. Like, we don't know if we're right. We know we agree, so that's good. I mean, it's better than if only one person did it. But now we need to test it. We need to confront it to reality. So let's do that after the break. So if you already have a deck that you want to try, and you can explain it in the context of this metagame that we just put together, let's go. Otherwise, we'll try to build something together. So it's exactly midnight at my watch. So let's say small break for like 5 minutes, and we are going back at midnight 05.
Sounds like a plan. Thank you.
All right, see you in a bit. Hello again. Let me know when you're back.
Oh, I'm back.
Back.
Did you have any idea of what to play? Did anything like seemed appealing?
I've played most of these decks, and they all feel, at least the ones that are popular, feel good. But just the one thing that you mentioned, that you're right that a lot of people are cutting Enchantress, and to maybe go back down some ongoing route.
What are some good ongoing decks that we could use? I mean, we were talking about Mr. Negative. Mr. Negative with Iron Man, Knoll, and that kind of thing. That sounds hot if there's no counter to it.
Isn't kind of the whole Rockslide Korg thing just not good for negative?
That's not good. But is it... Because we saw like a lot of the move people cut that part of the deck. And they have more like of the Kitty Angela. Could we hope they don't have it?
That could definitely be a plan.
Because basically, when we look at a metagame, there are three ways to... Like, there are three directions we can take. We can join the group, so pick one of the good decks that we like the most and go with that. We can counter the group, which is try to find the tendencies, try to regroup the decks, what we did in the previous coachings, and try to find something that is going to be great against them. Or we can completely ignore the group, which is we do our own thing and we try to do something that is not being countered, obviously, but that can kind of take advantage. So here advantage would be ongoing. Maybe we could play Patriot, because Patriot doesn't really care about his cards moving because you're playing so few during the game. You just Ultron at the end of the game.
Especially if because Spider-Man is the thing that's going to move, at least in most of these decks, move most of the stuff. That if they're playing Spider-Man, odds are they aren't playing Enchantress.
Yeah. So we could try Iron Patriot again. What did he look like at the end of last season?
I know there's, like the Surfer decks, some adoption towards playing Absorbing Man to copy Brood and Sinister on top of
And there was
Iron Man.
Wave at the end of last season. And I mean, we said there's like Surfer, Sarah, and good cards wants to play several cards. Maybe Wave is a really good card too. Huh. We might have a deck. That could be fun. Alright, that'll be mine. Unless you want it.
Sounds fun. I wouldn't mind watching you play Patriot.
Okay. Well, the goal is that you guys do most of the playing, but... I can play as well. Is Silverman coming back? Did they say they have a problem?
Oh, no, I'm here. I'm just listening to the conversation. Yeah, sorry.
No problem. So, do you have any idea what you want to play in regards of everything we said?
I've been having fun with this move package that I'm working on, but I can also try something like a good cards move if we want to stick closer to the ones we're finding.
No, that's fine. Can you, like, we're here to try. Like in a new metagame, we have to try stuff. So we'll have two decks. We'll have yours, which will represent the kind of do your own thing and see what happens, and we'll have Patriot, which will be the group of we think we found a loophole. Let's see if we can abuse it.
I like it.
Ooh, Debris is really good in a deck that's trying to move, isn't it?
Oh.
And I mean, we're playing Absorbing Man. I want to go Debris on 3, Absorbing Man on 4, and see who's moving now.
Are you building the deck live? Because I'm still seeing the slide on the.
Yeah, I am, but here it is. If you want to see
I
it.
see it.
So I want Wasp. I don't want Invisible Woman because I think it just like the idea is they're not gonna play Enchantress. But I don't know if I want Invisible Woman just in case, or if I just cut it thinking move is gonna mess with it anyway, and they don't play Enchantress, so I don't need the protection. Wait.
At least last season, I liked the Absorbing Man behind the Invisible Woman, and then Doom on 6.
I liked it a lot. I liked doing that a lot. But let me check something. Oh, important is Cosmo. Could we just play Cosmo instead of Invisible Woman? Is that better? That's a lot of trees then. Maybe we need to cut Mystique if we play Cosmo. Because I like Wave, because it's gonna annoy Surfer, it's gonna annoy all these decks. And I mean, Wave into Absorbing Man is kind of hot. There are not even enough spots in the deck. Because when we play Wave, I kind of want Ultron too, but that's too much. And maybe we don't need Ultron. I mean, we're playing Debris, playing Mystique. Kind of like Cosmo. Also because maybe we can snipe a Killmonger that would destroy the rocks. We said there's a lot of destroy, right? Is this ever an idea that is not stupid? Like we just have Armor Cosmo that is terribly annoying for destroy, and we just have passive protection for rocks and stuff? Or is it just bad?
I mean, getting rid of armor helps them, make sure they can't get rid of their rocks. I like that. Yeah.
Is it too much to have both of them?
That's my question. Not sure.
Because if we're waving on 5, which is ideally what we want to be doing against
well, it
most
depends.
of the...
If we have both Doom and Onslaught, I might be waving on 3 or 4. And there are times where we're going to wave on 4. Like if it's a deck that wants to play multiple card, I'm going to wave on 4, Absorbing Man on 5, and just lock the game. Maybe it's just Wasp. There's so many tree costs. Can you just be Wasp? Oh, that's the evolved one. Much better. Is that a deck? Like... Maybe there are too many trees and we still need Invisible Woman. I mean, this deck doesn't mind too much if Invisible Woman you've moved around. I mean, as long as they don't have Enchantress, we don't really care.
I mean, if they don't have Enchantress, but most decks are playing Killmonger, wouldn't Armor just be better in the 2? Since we're going to see more of that card if we're debrising.
Yeah, but what I mean is that if we play Invisible Woman, we incentivize them to mess with it when we actually don't care.
Okay.
Let's see. Wait, am I maybe I'm missing it? A Mystique, perhaps?
Well, the thing is, how do we fit Mystique when we already have Wave and Debris? Because
Yeah,
that's also why I remove Cosmo, then it's just a pile of a ton of trees. And then if it's a
yeah.
ton of trees, then I might as well cut Onslaught and just my turn 6 is double tree. But because we have Wave, the idea is this is where we have to make choices.
Yeah.
I feel like cutting the onslaught might be fine because unlike other Patriot decks, this one feels like you're filling up the board with Debris, Broods, Absorbing Man, Dooms, and then in turn 6 to be able to just Blue Marvel or Patriot if you did play it early and pump up your whole board.
Sorry, yeah.
Since there's so much power in the Absorbing Man and Doom lines.
So what were you saying? Sorry.
Just since the deck wants to copy things with Absorbing Man, Iron Lad, like Doom Brood, that there's already so many 15 to uh, 18 power lanes
Uh huh.
that just a minimal buff, the onslaught is a little redundant.
The Onslaught is just because we have Wave, so Wave opens to just play Onslaught on 4 or 5.
Okay.
But yeah, it could be something else. But then the thing is, then like if we don't have Wave, we can play around the deck more. But if we do it like this, and let's say I play Mystique, every time we play Wave on 5, the only card we have is Doom. And I feel that's not enough.
If this is partly a junk strategy, would maybe like something like a Mojo? It's lower on the curve.
Huh. But what would we remove for it? Like Invisible Woman? It's hard to finish this deck.
Yeah.
Let's start with this. I guess like the deck is basically this, and Wave is the tech card. Well, I guess this, and then we have to pick Onslaught or Mystique. But now I want both because it opens doing Wave into Onslaught into Mystique. Too many choices.
Wave is also good protection if people are trying to do like a She-Hulk or Infinite or sort of magic combo, which come to think of it is maybe another change. I'm not seeing quite as much of that anymore.
Yeah, I mean the other possibility is just drop Wasp because we think the rocks are enough. It could
That makes sense.
Let's try and we'll see what happens. I'm doubtful about Mystique. Because when do we play it? Like, if we Wave into Onslaught, then we can Mystique on 5. Or
We could just play Cosmo in that slot.
I like Cosmo. I think I really like Cosmo in the current meta.
Yeah.
Alright, let's go for that. I'll build it in the game. Alright, what do we want to start with? Do we want to start with this one or do we want to start with yours, Silvermint?
Well, I mean, our brains are already on this one. I'd say let's go for this.
Alright. Alright, Steam, please work. This is not the time to have a bug. Marvel Snap. So we said no wasp. I should really get my game in English for these sessions. Sorry, we are learning French. Patriot, Cosmo, this boy. That's a lot of ongoings, actually. On reveals, we're sinister. Wave. Lad. Man. Should be debris somewhere here. What are we missing? Doom?
Rude.
Doom Brood.
Brood, yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Yep.
Where are you, Broodini? Hello, Broodini. Alright. Do you guys fancy ladder or do you fancy conquest?
I prefer conquest.
Okay. Ooh, I have a silver. Let's go. Let's try to get ticket. The thing in early stages of the metagame is conquest is more competitive for sure to test a deck, but we see less diversity. So sometimes playing ladder is more interesting because you see more decks, so you can scan through more like different ideas, but you need to get the bots. Alright. Or we gotta get a gold ticket. I picked the wrong deck. Alright, let's try to do it fast. Hopefully.
Bonus lesson.
Hopefully it'll be fast. So that was my deck to infinite, but... Bame, no Galactus. Alright, let's snap. A person is pissed. They leave. They don't leave? No. We wanted you to leave, kind sir. How are you gonna win without Galactus? Oh, he doesn't care. It's not a real Galactus. He lied to us. Huh. And now that's annoying because they're a destroy deck. I guess I can do this. I'll beast it. So many magics. So wait, it's a magic Galactus destroy. So what am I expecting? Like a Nimrod? If they Shuri Nimrod, I'm like so toast. Can't do much about it. Oh, we have Kang. We're gonna learn how to use Kang today. It's gonna be fun. Oh, I snapped already. Doesn't work. Let's destroy Nimrod with Yondu. That would be nice. Counter snap. Why are they snapping? Why are you snapping? Destroy never plays Cosmo, right? Well, I can play Yondu, so I know what I destroy and I know if I want to do it or not. Yep. So we knew that. Ah, Wolverine, that's a bad destroy. I'll give them Wolverine, I think. So they're gonna play Nimrod, and we can't Shang-Chi it. That's a problem. It's a big problem. But we still have Death in the deck. I mean, their Nimrod is gonna be a what? A 12? Can we beat a 12? We don't have Moon Girl. We don't have Death. I think we just lost. Yeah. Alright, I'll just lose that ticket because that person is going to be tryharding and everything. So they earned their gold ticket because I'm an idiot. We can't pick the right deck. This is my curse in Conquest. This is what I do the most. Yes, I know. Alright. Is this Patriot? It is Patriot. Alright. Let's do this. Proving Grounds is actually pretty competitive early on in the season because it's mostly people that reached Infinite which are playing it. So, are we going to counter the metagame? Have we seen through a crystal ball? Ooh. Do we like the extra energy?
I mean, if we haven't drawn wave yet.
Kind of want a Cosmo here. And then we can go Debris into Absorbing Man. Then maybe we Cosmo here. So we know... Oh. Oh, it's a discard. I guess. What else can it be? It can be Hela? Kiln. Let's ruin their day. How is Patriot against discard? This is not a matchup I play a lot. Wow, that's a 6-power Dracula. It's a lot of power. I guess we're just gonna mess up their board. Oh damn, now they have 2 Draculas?
But they can't Modok this turn.
Well, they can next turn. Oh no, they can because it's +1. Yeah, and we missed Superflux. So what's in the deck? Patriot, Sinister, Wave. Ooh, I like Wave. I really like Wave against that deck. And what's the 4th card? Because all the big ones are here.
Sinister, did we mention?
Yeah, Sinister, Wave, Patriot.
Oh, yeah.
What's the 4th one?
Did you have a Chavez? No, you didn't.
Oh, Invisible.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Alright, so. Iron Lad, please. Wave. No. Bad Lad. Wait, they played Swarm?
Oh,
Okay.
so they can get 2.
Yep. So they're gonna Modok, and they're gonna send us to another dimension. So, Iron Lad came in first. So let's say they Modok here. They have 11 plus Apocalypse gonna be a 16. There's no winning it, right? Should have kept Cosmo. But we didn't know. And we didn't get Patriot. Alright. Unless someone had a way to win this game, I really don't see how we beat like 16 and 20 on the Draculas. Okay, so there's Discord, and Patriot doesn't really cover Discord. I mean, we have Cosmo, which is good. But that's about it. Is that good for us? We're not playing Cage.
At least with Patriot, our stones are worth more.
That's really good for us, right? Hey, we just debris into Patriot. How the hell does he beat us by turn 4? Or am I missing something? It feels really
It
good
could
for us.
be running Storm, but I don't know if that makes much of a difference.
Well, let's see. Oh. Well, I guess we won the right. Huh. Do we just drop Patriot so it's done and next turn we can check? Maybe we want to try Iron Lad next turn and get a Doom or something like that. I mean, we need to play Patriot if we want to win this, so... Is it Storm? No, it's Swarm. How do
So I guess their best play is Hellcow.
So
Right?
Hell Cow is a 6.
Yeah.
So what's in our deck? Brood? Really, really strong. Onslaught does nothing if you play it left. Doom wins us the game. Cosmo is insane. What else is in there? I got 4. And Blue Morval is really good as well, right? I want to play this one. Alright, Cosmo? Onslaught, the one that does nothing. Oh, Dracula. That's ballsy, but that works. Because they get lucky. So we should have played middle and we would have won. I was expecting Morbius to be a 7 because we said El Cow. Heh. Lost to 25%. But they're really good at drawing their cards. It's okay. We can hide Cosmo. That should annoy them. We have the rocks. We have Doom. Do we even play Sinister? Probably.
Well, we're going to want priority going into turn 6.
True. So that's Morbius because they get it every game. Oh, Collector. Okay. So we know Dracula ends there, and we know Cosmo ends there as well. And that's kind of a problem for us.
Well, if we hide Cosmo under Dream Dimension, we can fill up.
Yep, that was the idea. But yeah, we can debris later on. But we need to fill both. Because Cosmo then is going to activate, right? Because they're going to move on game's end. Because we play them on Dream Dimension, but they're still going to work, I think. Like, they're still going to be considered 3 cost when they reveal.
If we, well, I guess now that there's 2 Asteroid M's, it's a different conversation.
So he does take it back. Okay, so they're always going to end up on the right because it's the second one. Oh.
We could.
Wave is really, really good against their deck. It basically beats MODOK and keeps their hand full for Dracula. That's actually huge. And we just play points to be ahead. And we have Cosmo revealing. Which is not going to work because it's going to move. Huh.
Well, if we just Doom on the right.
Yeah, I mean, we have to anyway. But Cosmo is still going to move to the middle. No. This is so unfair. Well, was that really a good idea? Was Patriot really a good idea? Because we got blasted here, although we're playing Cosmo. Is it just a location thing? I mean, this one was location. Yeah, the previous one we could have won. And the first one, we just retreated. I guess he could have been 6-4 instead of 10-0. Do we want to give it another shot? Or have you guys lost the belief in the deck?
Well, I mean, you've taught us we can't go on data set of 1, right? So this is one kind of deck that's in the meta,
yep.
And we can't win every game.
Yeah. Feels bad to get 10-0, though.
Am I remembering we never really got a chance to use Absorbing Man? Seems like just
We did it.
basic parts of the thing.
We did it game 1 after Debris.
Oh, that's right. That's
about it.
That's good for us.
Yeah, it's a good location for us. Especially with Debris, like if they play just one card to the left, we just... I want to know what you're playing. We're trying to play Marvel Snap here, not trying to farm. Okay, so if it's Thanos Death, that can be annoying. Oh, do we Debris right now?
I mean, there can't be a better time to debris at this point. If they have Carnage, they're going to have Carnage anyways.
True. Well, at least we got the rocks after.
They probably don't play Killmonger.
Why wouldn't they? Think
They just played Nebula,
True.
which is odd.
Okay. Do we pass so we can Absorbing Man Debris then? Or do we still play Cosmo? I mean, we could still like Cosmo into Iron Lad into stuff. Like I can't.
Without priority, wouldn't you want to just hold the Cosmo?
Well, when are we playing it then?
Is there a benefit to do Invisible Woman so we can start building the Absorbing Man combo?
True. Could do this. Could do this. Spider-Ham by Onslaught. Sinister is good to take out. So we have Patriot, Wave, Brood. Patriot, Wave, Brood.
Doom.
Doom is really good. Blue Marvel. That Iron Lad is looking pretty hot. Let's go.
Okay.
We take that. Oh. So I guess I want Cosmo on the right now.
Yeah, protect that lad.
Something like this. I kind of want to play metal at some point.
Would you want to play Peg Middle?
True.
We might want to save that space on the left in case we get the Doom.
Okay, like this it works. Works like this. Thanos. Okay. No Doom.
They probably have Dino, just knowing a Thanos deck, which is not good for us.
Nope. It loses the game. We don't have enough points most of the time.
How many stones are they? They might be moving Thanos to the right and then drop a...
That would be really good for us. So I guess it's something like this and just 2 points here. We get +8 here. I mean, we lost, right? No, wait, they can't move it. We cancel the unreveal effect.
Oh, right. My bad. Oh, goodness. Sorry.
I really wanted that pick here, but it's okay. Why? We wouldn't have won anyway. Alright, let's just try something. But Patriot is not looking good. Death. That works.
Oof, sorry.
Our points are not good enough. No Enchantress,
No, the pick
but the points are...
would have run.
On the left, you mean?
Yeah, it would have been 11 plus 11.
Yeah, but that's 8 plus 11, that's 19. Oh no, it was
The
more.
second Patriot brought it up to
Oh
14.
yeah. Yeah, it's alright.
Ah,
We're testing things. That's fine.
that was me.
It's all good. It's all good. I really don't care about winning or losing. Otherwise, I wouldn't have retweeted the silver ticket in the first place.
Yeah.
We gotta have a lot of losses so we can find the good idea and have the great and have a lot of wins.
I'm feeling like a Mystique. I mean, it could have copied that lad there. If Wave gives us Onslaught early, it could give us another Onslaught. I feel like Mystique could work. Sure.
Well, we had double Patriot in the end because he was a lad, so we just played Patriot.
I mean,
But
triple's fun.
Wave is gonna be good. I think we can just drop Patriot. They haven't shown anything that is gonna disrupt Patriot. Nebula. Iceman? Oh, come on. So I guess we just want to get set aggressively and then play Wave, right? Oh.
That's good for us, at least.
So do we just Brood here? And then go Wave, Absorbing Man, Doom? I kind of like it. Oh, Carnage. Carnage again. So they can move a card. That's fine. Nobody gets it. So what happened? Like if we go Wave here, oh, we can also go Sinister. Like we can go
Other order.
What?
Other order, so you can Absorbing Man.
Yeah, my bad. And then we just Absorbing Man middle, and then we just Doom right. That sounds pretty cool.
Because what, they have Death, maybe Dino, and Thanos as their big stuff.
Can we do anything about that? That messes them up. They had a pretty weak turn.
Enchantress is interesting.
How much are we gonna get on the left?
+6 with Doom.
So we would tie, assuming they can't play anything there. Oh no, we can actually play Doom here. So it's +5, but oh yeah, but it doesn't work. Because Nebula gets this turn and next turn then. So we just lose this one. Huh. I guess we still have to do it. Maybe an onslaught or something on the right can pull us through. But the amount of points the deck puts out is not enough, I feel.
Would it be worth considering maybe an Abomination? Just because it's 9 points.
What was there?
Oh.
Wait, was there a Galactus in there? Oh, hello, onslaught. So. Yeah, it has to be Doom, right? But if they beat us here, they just need 6 points here and they beat us with Doom. The question is, where are they gonna play? Because there is the really bad idea of doing this. Well, actually, then we would do
Like
this.
carrier, just give us a there we go. Block of points.
We try
Would that win a tie if they played Death for 12?
Nah, that would be a +8. We would be at But if they play death metal, we just lose, don't we?
Yeah.
Ah, let's see it. Ha ha! That made no sense, but the amount of points this deck put is very underwhelming, though. Like, the idea is good. Nobody's countering us. It's just... it feels like they don't need to counter us.
Yeah, I guess if the idea of Patriot was like people aren't running Enchantress anymore, but if they don't need to run it because they're doing higher points or something, then we're not really exploiting that gap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Soulstone. Okay. I guess we can trade here. By Doom. You will be remembered. Okay. Oh, that's a good location for us.
Do we just want to fill up the Grand Web now?
Yeah.
That's an
Because
idea.
even if we try to occupy the right, it's just going to get pulled over. Yeah.
I mean, we still get the Brood to store it, but something's...
Yeah.
Wow, something's gonna come back. Alright, at least it's full. So in the deck we have Onslaught, Wave, Absorbing Man, Invisible Woman, and I keep forgetting the last one. Absorbing Man, Invisible Woman, Blue Marvel. I guess we just try it. Hopefully we get Absorbing Man.
Does that get pulled to the middle, though?
Yes, but if it's Absorbing Man, we still get the 2 copies.
Gotcha.
Mwahaha.
Oh, all right.
So Iron Lad does, but we didn't play the Broodlings, so...
Okay, so we won left, right?
Looks
There's
like
no way.
I mean, I just want to do this.
Yeah, you can't drop Galactus.
Oh, it's gonna go middle anyway, but...
What happens if you absorbing that Iron Lad? Oh.
Yeah, that was
Then
my
he-
idea. We just Absorbing Man right, and we get another 5 in. And then
Yeah.
he moves, and we just drop Patriot.
Yeah.
Alright, we're back.
All right. All right.
We're tied. Nah, Doctor Doom, stay in the deck. Stay in the deck. There's a ham coming for you.
Maybe it's the debris that can't get enough power because it's throwing around plus Absorbing Man. 6 slots on our side of 0 power, which with just Patriot is only 4 power in each lane.
Well, the idea is it's 4 for us and 0 for the opponent, but... they haven't really filled their lanes really aggressively. Oh, changing the position. So we could just Brood here. Or do we Debris? But we know they have Carnage, so Debris early doesn't really work. Kind of like going Brood into Lad, into Marvel, into Patriot something. Or we can have Wave, but... I feel like we want to develop early against them, because then that gives us more reactive power. Is he going to Carnage his Nebula? Wow. Okay. Someone has Death. So, Absorbing Man, Wave, Sinister, Onslaught.
Onslaught.
And number 5 is
Cosmo.
So they're all pretty good. They are all pretty good. Okay. Not the best one, but... I can take that. They can't unreveal anything. Do we just Marvel into Doom? Or do we Patriot Invisible into Doom? I kind of dig Blue Marvel here.
Is Patriot the same amount of points?
Patriot is 4 here, but no points here. And that's kind of the lane we care about.
Okay.
And Marvel will give us 3, so...
I mean, otherwise we could do this, which is 4. But we get a 6 instead of a 5. Kind of like this, I think.
Yeah.
Absorbing doesn't do anything. Is it just a big Doom? And Prey? Feels like it.
Could we do a Patriot and Cosmo? Oh.
Patriot, Cosmo? What, both on the right?
No, I was thinking in the middle. So Cosmo could block whatever they might try to do in the middle. Patriot just boosts those broods even more.
Okay, but the right is kind of exposed. It loses to death alone. And then we only have 4 points in the middle, which means if we lose the right, they're tying it up with just their stone. Why are they snapping so aggressively and then they retreat? Okay. Oh, Sinister here is good. Mind Stone. I don't want free destroys for them. They have death. Oh. I'll take that brood location. Never want to miss on the free value of an absorbing man. But yeah, maybe we need to play, like, if we played Mystique, we could have Blue Marvel into Patriot Mystique on 6. But then maybe we need to play Wasp and that kind of cards. It's true, Onslaught hasn't done much. Are they really playing Watu? Are you killing me? You're kidding me, right? Is there a quest? Get the cards with Watu done. Okay. Come on, Iron Lad, just pull Doom. Or Onslaught, it's okay, they're all in the deck. Like, Absorbing Man is cool, Onslaught is cool, Doom is cool. Just don't pull... Wave is not cool. Wave is really not cool because we can't abuse her. And... Debris? Debris is okay, we can Blue Marvel into Patriot Cosmo. Hey, that's good. I like that. Yeah, but then when we do this, I really want Mystique in this deck. Okay, maybe we get it. Black Panther. It's not it. I guess we Blue Marvel. Where do we Blue Marvel? Do we Blue Marvel to the right?
I think at 18 points, I'd play our stuff not in the right. Oh, you said the right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm not playing it left. Like left, left, I'm not gonna care. Like I'm gonna drop a Patriot. It's gonna be my Patriot drop or something like that.
Let's see. Is he gonna drop a Carnage here to clean up one of his lanes?
Nah, if he carnages, he's carnaging middle.
Yeah.
Let's do this. Let's get set to win 2 lanes. So what's his idea left? Okay. We could have played Cosmo, but I was like, Cosmo invisible. Scarlet. Oh, he's trying to steal it? Ooh. Wait!
Oh.
Wait a second.
Patriot and Panther? I mean...
Panther is just an 8. Oh my god, if we
There's a
had
blue
Mystique-
marble.
What?
Yeah. Well, blue marble will still hit Panther.
Just make it a 9.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's
That was probably much better for them than us.
something like that. I mean, it's really where do we play Cosmo and where do we play Invisible Woman?
I like Cosmo middle because they have 3 stone slots.
Yeah, me too.
However, I have no clue what they're doing. So
Doom would be more points, I think.
No, because Patriot buffs a lot of things.
Oh, right. Okay.
Thanos? So what do they play middle? Colossus? What?
What?
Oh, it's
What?
the
The
hub.
hub.
It's the hub. All right, Patriot won, but holy crap, that was difficult. So I think we all agree we want Mystique in this deck.
yeah,
Probably instead of Onslaught.
Or invisible.
yeah. The Invisible Woman never came up in any of our games as being relevant.
I mean, did she came up at all?
I think you just used her to fill the last slot, kind of thing.
So, because we have Wave, can we ever try... where is she? This and Wasp? And just play, like, super aggressively? So, like, we feel bored, and then turn 5 is either Wave into Doom, or it's Blue Marvel into Patriot Mystique. Is that ever a plan?
That sounds good.
I mean, if we ever got like a wave into Onslaught, and then we could copy that with Mystique or Patriot, I mean, we just start getting a really silly kind of buff to our lanes.
Yeah, but the only way it works is if you wave on 3.
Yeah.
And then you still need to play the board at some point, so...
That's right.
Unless there's a 2 cost, that would be better than Wasp. What's annoying?
Shocker is kind of the only option.
Yeah, unless we play a tech card like Spider Ham.
Yeah, that's better him. Yeah.
Mysterio, but I think that would fill up our board too
Felt like
much.
too much. Yeah, we were struggling with space in a lot of those games.
Any benefit to Zabu to get absorbing or Lad earlier? No, those are both fine waiting.
I
does
like
because-
Zabu, but we include Shang-Chi as well.
Uh-huh.
And then you can have 6s where you play like Shang-Chi, Absorbing Man, stuff like that. But then we cut Mystique.
Or would we cut Cosmo instead of
Or we
Shang-Chi?
could cut Cosmo.
Oh.
Yeah, but we need to cut 2 cards. Like, so Wasp. So it would be what? This, and play it like that. That's a weird plan, but I like weird plans. Alright, let's try that. Let's get one more conquest and then... Oh, it's already time. Well, let's play one more conquest still. We need to break the meta, so...
Yeah.
I'm still not convinced Patriot has enough points in the tank, but...
You know, I actually wonder now if Moon Knight, since we're playing Zabu. It could maybe clone a
Knight?
Patriot for us. It could clone a Brood. I said it too late, but like maybe I could, or Moon Girl. Sorry, I mean to say Moon Girl.
Ah, Moon Girl? I think our hand is too big, but...
Is Leech better than Wave? We're not really leveraging the Wave stuff of being able to play a second card along with Wave. And since we're playing Zabu, you want two things to happen.
Oh, and we have Lad. That's a really good target for Lad. Hey, you know what? We tried Wave. Straight agree.
And we're also not ramping into anything either anymore, except maybe Doom.
This deck looks like... What? Alright, let's see. This is how we progress. We throw stuff and we see what sticks against the wall. There's no way of like... Nobody has never broken a metagame without like looking like an idiot at some point while trying to do so. If you're not willing to try the stupid stuff, you never surprise anyone. Because if they think about it, it's not a surprise anymore. We need to go where others don't think one should go. It's like in animes when, like, I don't know, Yu-Gi-Oh! They always do this. It's like, he's not gonna play that card. Oh my god, he played it. But then he's never gonna have that second card. Oh my god, he also had it.
I mean, I don't know. For me, a lot of the fun is just tinkering. So this is great for me.
Yeah, I mean that's. I mean, in a game like Marvel Snap, when there's not like, I guess, a lot to do in terms of competitions and stuff like that, this is the funniest part of the game to me.
Oh yeah. And if it ends up being like a bad idea, you still really surprise them. So it's really a surprise either way.
Yeah. Can we get an opponent, please? Please, 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 please.
Oh, the opponent is Invisible One.
Toretto.
Okay.
Alright, Toretto. You are not ready for us. Oh, Sandman? Into Doom? Okay. Sign me up. Do we just go Sinister into Brood, into Absorbing Man, into Sandman?
I mean, that's fun.
That's not bad.
Honestly, now I'm really looking at Sandman.
We don't need Zabu. And that fits perfectly our Stark Tower. Oh, it's another Destroy Thanos. Okay, at least we can test against this deck, because he was on our list of decks that could be annoying. Oh.
Oh.
Wait, do we just fill the lane? Do we ever fill the lane?
Well, if we debris somewhere else, and then we give them that plus a rock, now they're...
I really want to do that, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we're just Absorbing Man into Leech. Because if they don't... they destroyed left. I was like, maybe they don't destroy left this turn, but... They're changing everything. But now if they don't play to the right, we just straight up win the right.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take it. I'll take winning the right. Alright, Absorbing. Win the right. Complete change of plans. The 360 of a life. I mean, they just used Carnage, but I think they're more of the pure destroy, like with Thanos. Yeah. But hey, at least we're putting rocks after.
I mean, if nothing else, that has to irk them.
Oh, it's so Leech into Brood Patriot.
Mm-hmm.
That is so good.
Okay, this is clicking.
Something is happening here. We don't.
That's right.
Nobody really knows what it is. Oh. What? How do you know you have to play everything? How? Oh my god, give me Shang-Chi. Game. Come on, game. Give me Shang-Chi.
So there went null if they had it.
That's a shame. We're just losing. We're just losing the cube, aren't we? Yeah, but if we lad middle, how do we win left or right?
Oh, true. All right. Why not?
Nah.
Brood Patriot?
Because we lose middle.
Yeah, it doesn't win any lanes.
It wins the right, but the middle is...
Yeah, okay, I see it. Yeah.
No, we had to hope they were greedy.
Yep.
Well, at least we know they're playing big cards and we have Shang-Chi, so probably the deck is a little better, but it feels like the Patriot part of the deck is just... I mean, it's kind of a counter deck where we know not many people are playing Sarah. We're trying to take benefit from that.
I mean, with the Shang-Chi and the Leech against this deck, now that they know they're going to play out their death a turn earlier.
Probably, yeah, we can try to bait them. Do we need to Zebu right? Probably not. Let's get a big Zebu. Wolverine. Okay, so they're really the pure destroy. Can we get a 4? Oh. Yeah, so debris isn't good, right? We're just gonna ult debris. Or do we play her?
Well, we know they have Killmonger.
Yeah, it's not just Carnage.
And Carnage.
Bucky. Well, we would have locked it, so... Like, we forced them to Carnage before they can Killmonger. Oh, wait.
Oh.
I'll take it. They don't play Shang-Chi, right?
That is the question.
I've seen some versions.
Alright, we have to. If we don't snap this, we never snap. Like... So... What's in the deck? Patriot? We have Mystique now or not? I don't remember.
Yeah.
So Patriot, Mystique. Absorbing does nothing. Sinister is pretty okay. And I don't know what. And Shang-Chi. Does nothing. Actually, that's okay. We didn't need it. Alright, Leech. Go. Be the John Cena of this movie.
There's the Shane, yeah.
Of course. They always have it. But we can answer it. Like if we Shang Sinister, we're ahead. It's not really good. They constantly get what they need. Nah.
Yeah. I don't see it.
Where are the points? It feels like when Lad does not high roll or we don't get the Brood into absorbing, the points are just super lacking. Oh. We're definitely gonna debris these.
Mm-hmm. Although they can Killmonger, maybe. Oh.
I wanna die.
Yeah, we're never really...
Well, they didn't snap on killing Patriot, so that's nice.
Hmm.
Do we? Yeah, we have to play it.
Yeah.
We have to play cards, unfortunately. If only we had the Cosmo from the previous deck.
Right.
We'll just get 2. And I guess we'll just Blue Marvel into Doom or something like that. Hopefully he'll do something.
Are they gonna Reality Stone the lefts?
They're gonna
They
reality
shouldn't.
still. No, they're gonna
Oh, okay.
Nova and Killmonger. Okay, that's fine.
Well, this is actually a good turn for debris, right?
Now it is, if we can get it.
Oh yeah.
If we can get it. Well, now they might just dump Def. Oh. So what are the 3 cards? Brood, Debris,
Shang.
and Shank. So I kind of want to just play Blue Marvel so we keep another shot for Shank next turn. In case they just play Def.
Yeah.
That works too.
It's gonna be like a Death and Null.
Oh. So what's in our deck?
But we have
Brood?
30.
So that's Brood and what? What's the other card?
The game of what is in our deck.
Oh my god, I'm blanking.
Nope.
Killed.
We killed Patriot.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Debris. Yeah, it's Debris. So it's Brood and Debris.
Yeah.
So both are bad. And we have priority, so I mean it has to be this and this. Just give him left, which we know we're never gonna win. Oh! He stayed in.
Is this Secret Galactus?
Oh no, please.
No. Okay.
Oh, okay.
We cool. Alright, we got our first damage. We're back in this. Hopefully. Alright, we got the points. We got the points. Debris are not good, unfortunately. That's fine. Well, we lost the 2 cost, but we didn't need it in the curve. Ah, now we want to... Give it back. I changed my mind. Give it back. Oh my god!
Oh, wow. Okay, so Debris and Patriot is pretty good here.
No, because we can't kill Monger the Rock.
I mean, if we hold it back until the last sec.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, in this round. I don't mean like right now, yeah.
Yeah, this is a pass.
I mean, there's no way we're winning this.
I mean, they haven't snapped, so there's no way we're living for now.
I mean, I don't think they have anything that can impact the right lane.
I want to go.
And we have Shang-Chi, and we're losing priority, so we can clear off either the left or the middle.
I want to go Brood into Leech, into try to steal something. But
well, yeah, we would need to draw Patriot with Debris.
Yeah.
Or Blue Marble.
Yeah, Blue Marble is better, yeah. I realized that after. Time Stone. What are they gonna do?
That's a 6. Thanos?
Get down.
Oh, we have Doom!
Huh.
We still play something, right? We don't have priority. Do we try the Shang-Chi of a lifetime?
I mean, if they Venom,
Yeah.
that works. Death, Null. I don't know where Null is at this point, but
Let's go.
the other ones.
Let's do this. Let's do this. Come on, Venom. Please, Venomous. Yes! Okay, so we're super far ahead now. Do we just Doom and get the right, or do we try something else?
I mean, they can't get anything over there.
Yeah.
What if
The two
now
card-
they do the secret plexus in the middle?
The two cards are Patriot Mystique, so Mystique is terrible.
Yeah.
Because we could have a lot of points in the middle if we do this. We have 14.
Yeah, let's
Or is just get the right and pray they can't take the left back.
Well, if they do
Yeah.
death and null, they can get the left and middle from us, and then they don't care about the right.
They
So I
haven't
feel like
showed us.
starting up a
They haven't
Oh no, we
showed
don't
us.
have party yet.
I mean, they haven't killed 8. I don't think so. They killed 3, 4,
We killed Venom.
5. I don't think they've killed 8. So I don't think death
Okay.
and null is possible. Yes!
Okay, nice.
Stealing points! Stealing points! We're ahead! Oh my god, what we have to do to win with this deck.
Yeah. I mean, it's actually proving to be pretty flexible. It's just not doing its Patriot thing that much.
If they snap, I'm out. Just so you know.
Yeah.
This is one of the best locations ever for their deck. Yeah, you get it, buddy.
Yep.
I'm not staying in Elementus deck against in Elementus game against Null Def and all that kind of stuff. I mean, we had Shang-Chi, but that was about it. Well, we were ahead. That was nice for the time it lasted. No! For once we have the real hand. That's the hand, and we're gonna change it. I am so sad.
Come on, Reality Stone.
I am so sad. Yeah, let's just set Sabu. I think we have to play Patriot before it's too late. Oh, yes! Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, Muir Island.
Oh,
Can we get
Okay.
Brood?
okay. Oh,
They can't Carnage anymore.
well, they can kill Monger, but that's still very happy.
Well, it makes their def really, really good. Do we just Iron Lad? What's in our deck? Doom, Absorbing, Debris.
At some point, we should get our Patriot components down.
Well,
Maybe? I don't know.
I kind of want to go Patriot Mystique on Blue Marvel, but we could wait. We could just
Yeah.
get Patriot here. That works.
Oh, I
too.
trust your instincts.
No, we could too. I mean, we don't have that many good copies. Oh, so he's gonna Carnage here. Okay, that's good for us. That is good for us. Are we snapping the guy? Ah, that was Debris. Debris would have been kind of cool. So now we have Absorbing, Shang-Chi, Absorbing, Shang-Chi, Brood, Doom. I don't know what the last one is.
Should write these down.
But there's
Yeah.
Brood and Shang-Chi, Brood and Doom are pretty good.
And have Absorbing Man, maybe?
Servingman would
Yes.
copy Patriot, which wouldn't
No,
copy him.
Yeah.
It wouldn't. It copies on reveals. It doesn't copy.
Yeah. What I'm saying
Yeah,
is we'd
right.
yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a good hit.
Yondu. Oh, there was Leech. It's okay. Leech hasn't proven to be that good. Oh, they play Deathlock. Okay.
They've
guess-
got to be saving the Killmonger, right?
I don't know. Feels weird.
Oh.
Ah. I was rooting for Doom. So blue marble.
I mean, the longer they wait,
we want the space here, I guess. Yeah.
Are we just losing metal?
I mean, do we have a way to win it?
Fair enough.
they're gonna Killmonger here because it's been feeding their null this left the whole time.
Well, no.
No?
They just don't
What?
have it. They just don't
Oh.
have it.
Huh.
Oh.
Is it
Oh.
Mystique Shang-Chi?
I like it a lot.
Yeah.
I don't see what stops us. Oh my god, are we doing this? Are we doing this? Oh. That part.
Definitely forgot about that.
Yeah, but
But
that doesn't beat us. That Venom is never close to 28.
So that's. Ah, there it was.
Okay.
Ah.
2 points off.
Ooh.
What could have we done? Debris was winning the game instead of Shang-Chi. But hey, they played it nice, and I think we can at least conclude that Patriot is not capable of enough points. Like it's really a tech cards deck, and I don't know. It feels like it's not enough.
We designed the Patriot Debris combo to be really good against move, and we didn't hit any move.
True, but we hit a lot of destroy. So okay,
Yeah.
I guess there's too much destroy for now. Like, but that's valuable information. All right, Patriot, you have been a valuable test. Thank you for your knowledge. All right. Well, there was a lot of gameplay, but when there's a new environment, there's only so much we can do. At some point, we gotta play and confront to the reality. So I hope you guys learned a little bit tonight. If you have questions before we finish the session, feel free. As for the next one, next week is an OTA, right? So it will probably be late, like next week, I guess, after the OTA. We'll see, unless something else rises up as a good topic. Or maybe we could do early in the week, like once the meta is a little bit more installed, and go over the best decks and stuff like that. All right. Sorry, I interrupted you.
Oh no, I just said that could be great. Thanks again. The interaction here is so helpful every time.
Well, that's the most interesting part of coaching. Otherwise, it would just be a lecture, and we know people just fall asleep in those. All right. Yeah, I'll post the usual vote. It'll either be like early on once we have a metagame, probably Tuesday, so the tier list will be out and that kind of stuff, or after the OTA. So I guess I'll see you guys then. Have a great evening or night, depending on where you are. And for those on YouTube, as usual, if you need anything, feel free to comment under the video and come tag me in the Discord or send me a message on Twitter. So I'm sure to check it and I don't miss your comment if it was a question related to the session or in general. Bye bye everyone, and see you next week.